Hey there, I am D. One of my subscribers has requested me to make another one of these videos, and well, I'll admit it's been ages since I made one of these, so well, here I am. Anyway, what is this gonna be about? Well, some of you may be aware that last Sunday, on the Atheist Experience, they had a special guest. Okay, it was somebody they were talking to over the phone, but anyway, the guest in question was a man who calls himself Ray Comfort. Yeah, I say he calls himself because I have reasons to think that it's not even his real name. Anyway, who am I to talk about that? Who is this Comfort guy? Well, I don't think I really need to give much of an introduction here. I mean, whatever he's about to say is gonna speak for itself. Anyway, I'm gonna address a few points he made in the Atheist Experience, which neither Dillahunty or that other guy addressed, or did address, just not enough.
As a Christian, I can say that's our absolute truth.
Yes, and as somebody who lives in this house, I can say I got a dead body in my basement. I don't even have a basement. So really, yes, as a Christian you can say you have absolute truth. It doesn't mean you have any truth at all.
Well, the thing is, for a Christian, we're not going by a belief, we're going by the power of God.
Except that you have to believe there is a God before you can go by his power. So really, how's that any different? I mean, it's still going by the belief that there is a God, so really, how is this any different?
Before I was a Christian, I believed in Jesus.
No! That is just not possible. You either are a Christian who believes in Jesus, or you don't believe in Jesus, therefore you're not a Christian. You can't say you believed in Jesus before you became a Christian. That is impossible. Just... That is not entirely accurate. I mean, during stormy nights, you know, thunder and lightning, you actually can see and even hear electricity. You can also see and hear that the speed of light is much faster than the speed of sound. But I digress. And also, when it comes to electricity, well, you can also see its effects. It's electricity that makes sure that I can switch the light on, can use this laptop, or even use this camera right here. So really, electricity can be observed. Bear that in mind for a moment.
And I said, hey, take this fork, stick up this light socket, and you'll more than believe you'll experience this power. And that's what happens when someone truly becomes a Christian.
They die? No, seriously, if you pick a fork and stick it in a socket, so that you don't just feel electricity go through your body, you just die. So you only become a true Christian when you're dead? Yeah, that's the biggest cop-out I ever heard. Oh, wait, that's not what you meant, was it? No, what you meant was that, much like electricity, you cannot see it, you can only have first-hand experience about it. Yes, well... But what about your God? I mean, when you experience him, what is it exactly that you're experiencing? Do you feel him? In which case, are you sure you're not just feeling hungry? Do you hear a voice? In which case, are you sure you're not just suffering from multiple personality disorder? Or is it something else? In which case, are you sure that is not something else? Really, how do you know that whatever it is you're experiencing is even remotely related to any God whatsoever?
Back up a little. The smartest person, most intelligent person on the face of this earth cannot create a grain of sand from nothing.
yeah, here's something else I don't quite understand. So yes, we can't create a grain of sand, so therefore you believe something else must have done it? And all that is working under the assumption that we were created, everything was created in the first place. And I know throughout this video he keeps asserting that when he looks around he sees creation. When I look around I just see existence, but seriously. Here's something I want to ask. So because the universe around, the whole world around us is too complex, therefore there has to be something far beyond us to be able to create everything. But if it's so far beyond us, how, which means it is more complex than we are, then if there's something that creates us, what created it? What created the creator? If you're gonna say, yeah, nothing did, he's eternal, well, then aren't you being a little redundant? I mean, why say that something creates everything rather than saying that that everything just is that thing, as a friend of mine would put it? If you ask me, that makes a lot more sense. But then, if you do that, you would have to admit that if your God didn't create the universe, but instead is the universe, then it would mean that God is not a sentient creature. And if he's not sentient, then he couldn't possibly have written the Bible. And that, I think, is your problem. You keep working under the assumption that the Bible is 100% accurate. But it doesn't matter if too many things it mentions are contradicted by reality. And if you're gonna say, well, it mentions a lot of places and people that were real. Yeah, I know lots of works of fiction that happen to mention places and people that happen to be real. But they're still fiction. So really, stop assuming, that the Bible is true.
Well, you just check out the last 100 years of history of how old science will be of this, and you will find that it just jumps all over the place. From hundreds of thousands to millions to billions. Sure. So I don't like that. I like something being a little more precise. When it's more precise, I'll say, okay.
So that is why you assume your Bible is true? I mean, reality is too complicated for you to understand, so you just accept something easy? And then you dare to say other people are ignorant. You just openly admit you don't want to be educated on the more complex things.
But there's no kind of measurement that you can even propose that would tell the difference between a universe with a God and one without one.
Yes, there is.
What's the tech?
Common sense.
Really? Because common sense has me believe the things that can be demonstrated. I mean, if somebody tells me he can leap over a building, I won't believe it until he or she actually demonstrates he or she can do it.
With Newton and a few other folks like that believe that God created the universe.
Sure, so they're bothered by the fact centuries and centuries ago, when they didn't have the newer information, you're wanting to stay in the dark ages, is what you're saying.
No, I'm not. I just don't want to have to accept something by faith. And
Then why do you accept the Bible as true? As the truth? Well, I mean, you don't want to accept things on faith, yet you accept the notion that your Bible is remotely true. Will you please stop contradicting yourself?
you have two flies that can't interbreed, or you have two lots of bacteria that can't interbreed. Right. And that's your proof of Darwinian evolution.
It isn't, but I have an example.
To anyone who believes evolution to be impossible, let me ask you this. Were you born the way you are? Were you born with the exact height that you have right now? With the exact languages or anything you know? With the immunities that you have against some diseases? Were you born that way? If your answer is no, well again, then you're contradicting yourself. You say evolution is impossible, yet you believe people can grow up.
And I said that this isn't something we're taking on faith. This is something that there is a massive amounts of evidence for. I mean, if you bother to...
It's evidence that you believe.
Yes,
I don't believe that evidence.
Well,
Really? Well then, by your own admission, we can't create a grain of sand, therefore there has to be something that's so far beyond us that can do that. Therefore, if it's so far beyond us, it's something we can't begin to understand, ergo, it's something we can't begin to know. So how can you claim to even know your God if by your own admission we can't know him?
You're a huge fan of using the Ten Commandments.
Yeah, that I'll admit is my most favorite part about you. Wanna know why? Well, it's like this. So you pick your 10 Commandments, but rather than ask other people, why not ask this about your God? For instance, has your God ever lied? Well, there's the whole thing with that happened in the Garden of Eden. There's the whole thing with Abraham and his kid. Yeah, your God has lied. Did your God ever kill anyone? Well, there's the flood, there's Sodom and Gomorrah. He's got quite a track record when it comes to killing. Has your God ever committed adultery? If you're gonna say no, then how was Jesus ever conceived? So yeah, your own God can't even stay true to his own commandments. This was D, and if you don't mind, this guy's giving me a headache.